That's where we'll actually start, P. Scott. These are in no specific order, but let's start there. The offensive line. Much better day for the offensive line. I thought at the end of practice on Saturday, when you had that level of pressure and sacks by Gabe Relaford, Patrick Payton, Harold Perkins, etc., it just didn't end the way you wanted it to end. Today, I mean, there were some throws there at the end where the offensive line gave Garrett enough time to deliver football. Was a run in there by Caden Durham that bursted one out for 14 yards. Can you find more of those? Can you get more of those? Now, you have some with Bernard Gooden getting in the backfield and Caleb Jackson. You don't really know and can't get a rep with Caleb Jackson because Bernard Gooden's in the backfield so much. That's neither here nor there. Pass pro from what we saw, didn't lose a rep from what I saw. Again, didn't see the first time that they went through it, only the second. Bottom line in all of that, guys, based off of where things did go and the pressure that they sent and that did not get home at the end of this one-on-one period with the 11-on-11 period with the number ones, Garrett had some time to throw. Can you keep 13/18 healthy will be a big deal. The biggest observation and opinion is that just got to monitor him every day. Do you see some flashes? Do you see a good run here and there? Is Bernard Gooden picked up, for crying out loud? Do you make some good runs? You've had some spurts. You've had some spurts of some really long runs, but it's either really been it's been a run here or there, okay, where you've broken off for 14 or you're not getting anything at all. There hasn't been like you're running the football and you're getting 3 or 4 yards. It's been either Bernard Gooden's killing you, Don McKinley's killing you, or you're bursting one out for 14 yards and then the safety comes down, which, by the way, who knows if the safety's even going to tackle Caden Durham there and he doesn't go for 7. I don't know. But nevertheless, they did a lot better today. One thing I'll say about the offensive line, Paul Mabinga did get first-team reps at left guard. In the second unit, DJ Chester moved into center. When LSU went back and reversed fields, Paul Mabinga was out, DJ Chester was in. They're giving everybody a shot here. Giving everybody a shot. So, Braelin Moore is going to be your center, per Brian Kelly. We feel comfortable with him there, and I agree with him. I think Braelin Moore's done some really good things. Snaps have been good. I don't think Braelin Moore's done anything necessarily to denigrate him losing that job. So I do think that you have your center. But a much better day for the offensive line. I thought Garrett Nussmeier, the second observation and opinion that I have here, is I thought that there were some instances on some of these throws today that the Garrett Nussmeier that we saw a year ago would have easily bailed out of the pocket. Would have been like, hey, man, screw this shit. I'm going to go try to make a play. I'm getting out of the pocket. Today, there were multiple times when he was under pressure where, quite honestly, he just stood up in that pocket and climbed up in that pocket and made a really good throw. Hey, man, you want to rush me from the outside? I'm going to stand up. If you're going to come from the left side at a heavy rate, I'm going to take a couple of steps to the right, make the throw. If you hit me, you hit me. If you don't, you don't. Good for you. And I thought he looked clean. I thought he looked confident. Now, again today, a lot of things did not go his way until late. Got a couple of deep throws to Trey'Dez Green and Chris Hilton that looked really good. We take all of these in a sample size, right? We take every single practice in a one-game sample size, and then we can have a segment of things and players and people that are standing out as a collective. But when you're taking these one practice reports in for what they are, you got to do just that, right? You got to find a way to take in all of this information and say, well, what are we really learning? I thought Garrett looked confident today. It wasn't, for what it's worth, that Garrett wasn't getting or having guys all around him There was even a time today where the left guard got pushed back into Garrett, and he got hit. Let me go back to the throw. On the slant route, no. On the in route where he overshot one, and the Whitweek's tip from today, he did get hit. Not on purpose, but you have a lot of big human beings barreling down on your quarterback. He gets popped, and he took a little lick. Harold Perkins was the first one there to pick him up too, by the way. I wish I had film of that. And they're jawing back and forth. Good team leadership shit. He got popped. Did not stop him climbing that pocket, delivering, and still taking a hit. Because he even did today. It's not intentional. I know Brian Kelly lost his godforsaken mind. It's going to happen. You got a quarterback climbing in the pocket, and human beings are going as fast as they can. Shit's going to happen. Good for Garrett. Get a little lick in. Ain't going to hurt nothing. But I thought he looked confident. He's trying not to bail so much and get up in that pocket and make a good throw. Thought it was I thought that there were a lot of times, if you watch the end of the Ole Miss game and some of the things that he did at the end, that was pretty much what we saw a lot today. I think you translate what you at the end of the game in the fourth quarter versus Ole Miss, the climbing up in the pocket like what he did, and both times when he hit Mason Taylor and then when he hit Aaron Anderson. Both times he is confident, he is standing in there, and he's rifling the ball down the field. You know, all of that does get set up because guys aren't just going all after him because they know that he'll actually run. Garrett's going to have to run one of these. I liked how he stood up in the pocket and was confident and made the throws that he needed to make. It was another observation. Going to number 3 here, I just think 29, Caden Durham looks fully healthy. Guys, you can turn on the film from the end of the season last year, and I highly suggest you to go look at the game like versus South Carolina and tell me that Caden Durham had the same amount of burst in the beginning of the season that he did at the end of the year. I don't think he did. I think he does right now. I think he's healthy, and he looks healthy. I think 29 needs to get the ball out of the backfield and you throwing it to him. I think that of any run that you've had so far that's been worth a damn has come on the back of number 29. And, I don't know if, like every time Caleb Jackson gets the ball, Bernard Gooden's in his face tackling him in the backfield. So that's another observation. I do think 29 is fully healthy, and can he explode in his second year will be a big question. Defense won the day to me. I've already talked about this, won't spend long on it. I thought the offense looked a lot less clunky. I thought they did some good things today. Still think they won, and I thought the physicality intensity was there. If you're just joining the show, go listen to the opening segment and opening rant. For me, guys, they're out there busting their ever-living ass. I think that they're doing some really high-level stuff in the line of scrimmage. And, guys, I got to be real with you. I think you are really talented along your defensive line, and it's only making your offensive line better. Defense won the day, but in the tools that is getting sharpened along this offensive line, guys, your defensive line wasn't doing this shit a year ago. I get you had Emory Jones. I get you had Will Campbell. But, guys, that interior offensive line, I don't know if it was better than a season ago, if I'm being real with you. I mean, Miles Frazier and Garrett Dellinger and DJ had some issues. In all of that, the intensity up front for this team has been pretty insane. I'm going to skip Harold Perkins because I'm going to turn right around and talk about players that are standing out, and he's going to be in there. 7's all over the field. I don't know how you don't walk away from the first 5 days and not talk about number 7. I think that I think for me, nobody wants to get in the point of, oh, man, Harold Perkins is all over the place. And then you get out there and you have a season and things don't go his way, right? You don't want to see that happen again. But, guys, right now he's all over the field. So we'll see. Safety play, I think, is another big thing that stands out to me. Guys, you're just better with Deshaun Spears and A.J. Halsey on the field. They are better than what you had a season ago. I am fully convinced. I don't need any more practice to tell me that. I don't need any more camp to tell me that. I mean, I never saw Sage Ryan on a post route be in the right place where he needed to be. I've never seen it. I don't even know if Major Burns can run that far to knock a post down. So that is inevitable. That is inevitable for me. All right. Couple players standing out. We're a weekend, 5 practices in. The 3 guys that stand out to me the most. Bernard Gooden, the defensive tackle transfer from South Florida. Gus, I didn't know, if I'm being honest with you, I did not know what to expect from Bernard Gooden. When you're telling me that you're bringing in a defensive tackle that's 6 foot 260, I have my questions. I don't think Bernard Gooden is taking on any double teams. And I don't think that you're asking him to do that. Guys, he is as disruptive as anybody on that defense. Actually, if practice stopped today, the question that I would have is, who's going to be the other defensive tackle besides Bernard Gooden? I mean, and even if he doesn't start, how quickly is 88 getting on the field? And God forbid you don't play him because he's just making so many plays. If Josh Thompson's your right guard and you think if we think what we're going to get from him is an all Big Ten performance, guys, Josh Thompson was the first team right tackle last season at Northwestern. I mean, do the Big Ten edges suck? Do their defensive line suck? I don't think they suck. 88's all over the place. I just don't know how else you can slice it or dice it. He's making plays. He's getting sacks. He's coming off a season at South Florida where he had 10 tackles for loss. You've seen him go up against an SEC team before, Bama, and be all over the place and be disruptive. He is doing that right now. Nobody has stood out more than number 88. That is for sure. Number 2, Harold Perkins. Guys, he's got multiple sacks. He's got multiple tackles for loss. He's got multiple tackles at the line of scrimmage on tight ends. Don't know what else you want from him. I know the thought about Harold Perkins 5 days into fall camp is, look, man, last year he tore his ACL, didn't record any sacks, even though for me, that South Carolina game, he was as disruptive as anybody on that defense. And quite honestly, forced an interception and forced a fumble for you to get back in that game. Oh, well, Blake, he didn't have a sack. Who gives a flying shit if you're still getting the quarterback to turn the ball over? For me, so I think Harold Perkins is just standing out. I know you're in a camp, and I know you're in a place where you don't want to be like, oh, man, it's the 4th year. What is number 7 going to do? I'm there with you. I understand it. I get it. But how do you ignore him making all these plays? How do you ignore it? What do you do there? Because either he just knows this offense so well and he's just playing against it, or you're going to see a guy like you saw in 23. He moves that star role and he does some really good things. And if Blake Baker's going to send him on blitzes as much as he has been, good on it. Good on it. I think number 3 for me, and the final thing here, is Braelin Moore, the center from Virginia Tech. 2 transfers and Harold Perkins. Guys, he's just I think that of all the offensive linemen, he's looked the cleanest. He hasn't been getting pushed back into the pocket. He's been firm. Some of these situations where Nuss today is needing to step up in the pocket, I think Braelin Moore has provided that good pocket for him, getting to one of the defensive tackles and pushing them out and making a pocket where Garrett can step up, and he's done it a lot. He's done it a lot. So we'll see.